Hi beautiful people, Tony here. Welcome back to my channel. This class is all about the hips and opening the hips. We need a lot of patience with the hips because these are our biggest joints in the body, and it takes a lot of time to work out through the tensions, the emotional baggage, and in yoga, the hips or the area is also considered to be the most dense ones, where we've gathered a lot of information, a lot of experience from our childhood, the first years of our childhood. And quite often we're not aware of it because this is the time where we didn't have the same awareness and we don't carry the same memories. So yeah, a long story short, be patient with yourself and be very gentle because quite often I've heard a lot of, yes, there are quite a few stories in the yoga community about people hurting themselves. So we're going to be gentle, don't worry, but we're going to push some boundaries comfortably so that we can really work through whatever is gathered in our hips and increase the flexibility on a physical level, which is going to help us with posture, with back, in case you have back pain, etc. All right, whenever you're ready, let us get started. Let's start in downward facing dog. I really like to warm up the spine no matter what I'm doing, just to have a bit more balance. Pedal out the dog, maybe raise one leg, then open the hips and bring it down. Raise the other leg, open the hip and bring it down. And what we're going to do here is just a few movements, 10 movements, 10 waves with our body. So inhale, come up, and exhale, upward facing dog. Bend your knees and come into downward facing dog. Inhale, slowly come forward and even slower bring the hips down. Look up, exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, plank, and from the upward facing dog. And exhale. Downward facing dog. Inhale forward. Look up. Press through the feet and through the palms. And exhale. Downward facing dog. 5 more in your own rhythm. Inhale up and down. Exhale. Be like a wave. And the last one. Inhale, look up, and exhale. Downward facing dog. Very well. Slowly walk your hands towards the middle of the mat. And hang in here. You can clasp the opposite elbows, move to the left, to the right, and let the palms onto the mat. You can bend the knees and slowly, very slowly come up. Very well. Let's start with in the goddess position. You can take a wider stand and bring the feet into 45 degrees to the mat. Now here it's super important, whenever the hips are not too open, it's quite natural to lean forward. Now we want to take the body upwards. You can bring the hands in front of the chest in Namaste. Focus. Focus is super important, awareness. And let's just warm up the hips here. We inhale, down, exhale, up. 5 more. It's okay to exhale more forcefully here. And let's stay here. Imagine someone is pulling or pushing your knees to the back. The lower you come, the more, and we're activating here the glutes as well. So it's super nice for the butt. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now bring your elbows closer to the knees. So elbows are at the inner edge of the hips, or the thighs rather. And let's do a few rolls to the left and to the right. What you're doing here, you're actively pushing with your hands, with your elbows, which is helping open the hips. It's okay that the body is now forward, but make sure that the spine is elongated. Push again. And slowly release. If you need blocks, take blocks underneath your hands. Make the stand a bit wider. And we're going to sink to the left, to the right, and to the left. The feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Slow and deliberate. We inhale in the middle, exhale. Push the hips back. Remember what I said at the beginning of the class. The hips require a lot of patience and focus and awareness of where we are. Of what the capabilities, the boundaries of our body are. All right, with the next inhalation, bring the left, so your knee, bring your left knee down. Your right foot is parallel to the edges of the mat. We inhale here, exhale, we push forward. Inhale, 10 of those. Exhale. Exhale. Inhale in the middle, exhale to the front. Upper body up. 5 more. Two, and last one. And we change. Very well. Inhale here. The longer the distance between the knee and the feet is, the more challenging the exercise will be. We inhale in the middle, exhale. Work with the breath. And 5 more. Actually, the wooden floor is quite hard, and the mat is not too thick. If you have trouble with the knees, you can always fold the mat. And last one. Come in the middle. Well done, everyone. Very well done. Let's take a few windshield wipers. The palms are behind the back. 10 again of those. All right, amazing. We come back to our seated position, or to our standing position. Open the hips wide, and this time Skandasana on the right side. We're moving, we're kneeling back down. Now, if you do not have the flexibility yet and your heel is up in the air, that's all right. You can either roll up the mat or maybe use a towel or cushion. It's okay to be here as well. Just try to bring the goal is to bring the heel down, and because it might actually go, it's not going to hurt your knee, but it might be a bit, it's better to stay here then. And only when you bring the heel down, come into the full Skandasana. It's okay for the hands to be here. This is the full posture. But if you're starting, if the hips are not very, very flexible, not very open, it's okay to be here. 3 long breaths here. And we slowly release. Now transition to the other side. You can support yourself with your hands. And again, you're either going to stay here, maybe on the blocks as well, or we're going to sink the hips down. Press the left shoulder towards the inner side of the left knee and bring the hands in. Namaste. And we shall slowly release. Let's move the hips once again here. You should feel much more space now. as we warm up the muscles and the ligaments. Your upper body is, the spine is erect and there is a slight hollow back here. From here, walk your hands towards the top of the mat. And we're going to take low lunge and come down. Either stay here or come down onto the elbows. Now what you can also do here is the outer edge of the foot is parallel to the mat. What we can do here is you can flex the foot and turn it around so that it really rests at the outer edge of the foot, which will allow for the hip to open even more. And we can bring the left hand or the left elbow down and gently press the left knee with your hand. Look to the left. You can roll back and forth or right and left. Kind of rock the hip here. And let's stay 5 breaths in this position. Elongate the spine, look forward. And slowly come back. Wonderful transition through the middle to the right side. And once again, open the hip, create space, and flex the feet and turn it at the outer edge. Now from here, you're either going to stay here and maybe gently press the knee to the outside, or come onto your elbow. And again, twist and press the knee, press the hip. As always, be gentle and mindful. And we shall take 5 long breaths here. Look forward, elongate the spine. Push the chest forward, physically and energetically. Amazing, everyone. Slowly, very slowly come up, and from here we shall take the frog position. Open the knees as wide as it's comfortable for you, and let's just rock back and forth. You see how in order to go into a deeper stretch, you will have to do, it's okay to do a hollow back here. Otherwise our anatomy is not going to allow us into the full front split. So it's okay to be here, but just be very mindful of your back. I'm going to turn around so that my knees are on the mat, and I'm going to help my knees. It's going to take time now here. As we proceed, you're going to come further down. And if it feels comfortable to you, and if it's available to you, you can bring the elbows down. I like to open up my knees. Just allow for the hips, because the hips are already, I'm probably just adjusting, creating more space. And again, I come back and forth. You can take the toes, bring the toes together, and push the hips back. Again, I'm working with Again, helping my knees out. As the hips loosen up, there is more space being created. Now you can bring the feet together and come up all in a seated frog. Close your eyes. And from here, now that we're much warmer, we can maybe see how you feel. We can do the half split. Your feet is parallel to the outer edge of the mat. Pressing to the outside. So I'm not doing this. I'm really pressing with my feet onto the mat. And slowly lift yourself up. Walk the leg closer. And we shall do the middle split. Or the half split rather. What I find really helpful here is to breathe into the hips. And if you feel like you've gone too far, just back off a bit. Pain is never okay. Getting out of our comfort zone is okay, but without pain. A challenge is okay. And slowly, very slowly, come up. Let's release the hips with some windshield wipers once again. Slowly and gently. Amazing job, everyone. If you have blocks, we shall lay down on the mat. If you have blocks, you can place them along the spine. That's not mandatory though. Open the hips. Let the knees come down. Take the feet together like a book and see if you can take them as close to your body as possible. Open your arms to the side and let us take a few moments for the hips to relax and to integrate whatever we just did. Whenever we have the time to become aware of our experience, it's integrated much better on a physical and emotional level. Take deep, slow breaths. And feel your body merging with the mat. Let go of everything we've released, consciously or unconsciously, subconsciously. Whatever we release through these hip opening asanas. And whenever you feel ready, you can stay here longer. Otherwise, support your knees, take the knees together, close the knees, and slowly support yourself up. And as always, take the hands in Namaste in front of the chest. Let's take a moment to be grateful for this class, for the very fact that you've taken time to invest in yourself, in your well-being. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoy this class. Keep it up, and the hips will become more open, and you'll see lots of physical and emotional change. Well, I hope you enjoyed this class. If you did, do not forget to hit the subscribe and the like button, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye bye.